gruesome sight. Victims lying in pools of blood, shell casings, and Bibles scattered all over the floor. Jurors in the Dylann Roof trial viewed 360-degree computer images of the Emmanuel AME Church in Charleston, South Carolina, moments after a 22-year-old suspect killed 9 people in June of 2015. Prosecutors revealed the horrifying crime scene soon after a judge denied defense attorneys' motion for a mistrial. The attorneys argued Felicia Sanders, one of the survivors of the shooting, was so emotional during her testimony Wednesday that court personnel, including members of the prosecution and defense, were crying with her. They say Sanders' testimony was inappropriate because she suggested what a Roof's sentence should be when she said, quote, "There's no place on earth for him other than the pit of hell." But the judge dismissed the motion, saying Sanders' statement was a religious comment. Roof's attorneys also mentioned that Roof's mother suffered a heart attack during Sanders' testimony. They did not reveal her current condition. More testimony will continue today. Roof is charged with 33 federal counts, including hate crimes in the case. He faces a death penalty if convicted. Joining me now on Skype in Charleston, South Carolina, is Abraham Bellinger, the pastor of First Fruits Community Church. Joining me in the studio today, A. Scott Bolden, attorney, legal analyst, Bill Fletcher, writer and activist, Huey Newsom, contributor of Bold Global. Pastor, I want to start with you. This is obviously quite emotional for folks there in Charleston. You get the Michael Slager mistrial. Now you have this trial as well. Yesterday was very tough for folks to actually witness the video that showed Dylann Roof pulling up to the church, and also the video of Dylann Roof walking out of that church with the gun in hand that he used to kill 9 black folks at Bible study.
Yes, Roland, it's been an emotional roller coaster for us down here in Charleston. We all witnessed the video. Just came out of the mistrial with Michael Slager. And going in, the defense lawyer, David Bruck, immediately filed motion for mistrial in this case, which I think was such a great shame to just the community of South Carolina, knowing that the video itself shows Dylann Roof going in with his bag with multiple magazines and committing this heinous crime. He goes in there. Each one of the victims had no less than 2 bullet wounds that were fatal. Some of the victims actually had over 11 bullet wounds. And the video showing him walking out of that church as if it was just another day, hopping in his car and going to get a meal at Burger King later on. I just think it was quite heinous, and I think it was quite disrespectful for that defense lawyer to do so. Of course, David Brock, he also represented Susan Smith a couple decades ago, who drowned her children and blamed it on 2 black men, which was a lie. And he also represented a Boston Marathon bomber. So it's a pretty tense time down here. The emotions are high, but I do have to commend the judge that he is not playing any games with the defense lawyer at this time. He has immediately overruled all of the motions, even the motions to submit the images for the jurors to see. He tried to get them to take those images out. But, you just cannot escape the truth. The truth is this man went in there, murdered these 9 men and women, and caused great harm to not only their families, but our community. And so, while I'm a man of the robe and of the collar, I certainly believe that justice must be served. And it's good to see that this judge is really sticking to the law, and he's not playing any games.
You were speaking about that, folks. This is the video right here that was shown in court yesterday of Dylann Roof actually pulling up to the church in his car. You see he parks right next to the church. In a moment, he's going to get out of the car. You'll see that he has a bag that looks like a large fanny pack, if you will, that is actually, or a backpack that's draped over his shoulder. And you see him walk into that particular church. Pastor, you talked about that video. You talked about and what that meant. Also, what I want to do right now is, and again, Shelly, going to go to my iPad in just a second because I want to play the video of Dylann Roof also walking out of that church, so you actually see the gun in hand. Let's see. Pull that video up right now, Shelly. And folks, in just a moment, you see this was on. In just a moment, you'll see you're going to see Dylann Roof literally. That door's going to open. And you're going to see him walk out of that church with the gun in his right hand, the gun that he used to kill all of those church members. Talk about chilling video, knowing full well that this video here, you see him with the gun and then getting in his car and getting in the front seat and then driving off. That was the surveillance video outside of the church showing what took place before and the aftermath of Dylann Roof's heinous crime. When you talk about moving forward, already obviously the defense team is trying their best to get some sympathy for Dylann Roof. They admitted at the outset that he was guilty. And so now they're trying to keep him from getting the death penalty.
Correct. Yeah, that's what this lawyer specializes in. You know, he gets a lot of people off of the death penalty, but we know, look, I mean, he's guilty. The video, all the evidence shows it. And so I'm very confident that the prosecution is going to win on this. They're having a very good pace. I mean, they're expecting maybe to have all of this wrapped up, just this federal case, and within like maybe the next 6-7 days. So I think things are looking up. You know, down here in Charleston, we're really connected together. The community has come out. We've been having prayer vigils. We've been having, you know, just different people from all ethnicities come together just to really band together and stand up and saying, look, enough is enough. We cannot keep having this stuff going on and nobody's actually being prosecuted and justice isn't really being served. So it's time for justice to be served. And not only with Dylann Roof, but when the Slager case comes back around, we're expecting him to be found guilty as well, because the video evidence proved his guilt when a man is running 17 feet away from him and he shoots, the police officer shoots him 8 times or shoots 8 bullets at him and 5 hit him in the back. I mean, there's no getting around that. Both of them are guilty. We're believing justice is going to be served. We believe also that healing is going to come, you know, to the families, to our communities, and we're not going to allow, like the Today Show or anybody else try to cause any type of strife down here for the progress that we have seen.
Pastor Bellinger, we surely appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir.
Speaking of the Michael Slager trial, the jury foreman in that trial spoke publicly for the first time since the case ended in a mistrial on Monday. Dorsey Montgomery II was the only black on the 12-member Charleston, South Carolina jury.